Hey everyone, Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to deadline day. We have officially made it. It has been a long slog this summer. You can probably tell I am exhausted. It has been a really long summer. None more so than this last week with the news of Marcelino Nunez and Pelle Mattsson's come in and we've barely spoken about him. I'm going to try and do maybe a live stream actually. Talking about the transfer window in general, a little bit more on Pelle Mattson. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff happening today. Anis Ben Slimane, Shane Duffy. There will be a couple of players that Norwich City want to kind of shift out of the club. And I'm sure there will be some late drama with some rumours surrounding Josh Sargent. I'll be really glad when I'm not talking about his name in a transfer capacity. I hope, I pray that Josh Sargent will remain at Norwich City Football Club. But yesterday there was a couple of news articles surrounding this man here, Kenny McLean. It wouldn't be a transfer window if Kenny McLean hadn't been linked to Rangers, and it hadn't really happened until yesterday. And it has kind of surfaced, and it doesn't surprise me. Rangers, the club that he's always linked with, and he has said on the very podcast on this channel, the TNC podcast, that he would like to end his career in Scotland. Kenny McLean is 33 years of age now. He's coming to the twilight period of his career. And you would have said, probably prior to Marcelino Nunez leaving, that Kenny may well have been deemed, a potential sale if the right price came along and it was a club that Kenny wanted to go to. Let's not forget, he is still our club captain. Josh Sargent was obviously captain while Kenny was injured, and Kenny was injured at the start of this season, and he's come back in for the last couple of games due to the suspension of Jacob Wright. And I think that performance he put in against Blackburn Rovers just showed how important he is to Norwich City. And I think actually how crucial it is to keep Kenny McLean in and around the place. It was a really kind of illuminative interview with Ben Crescene after the Blackburn game. And he noted two players that were crucial in the lead up to that Blackburn Rovers game and all of the noise and drama surrounding it because of the sale of Marcelino Nunez to Ipswich Town earlier in the week. He highlighted two players. They were Josh Sargent and Kenny McLean. He noted their experience and their clarity and their professionalism. And look, on the pitch, I think he's still one of our better players. He has gone through so many managers now. I mean, he joined Norwich 7 years ago. From Aberdeen and has been a mainstay in the squad since that point, regularly in kind of the top three in terms of player of the seasons. He was brilliant last season, and I think if he can stay fit, will be a really important part of the squad this season. And I don't want Kenny to go. I really don't. I think he's a really important part of what we're trying to do, and I think Liam Manning sees that as well. He said that Manning wants McLean on board after he was questioning his post-match media regarding speculation of fresh interest from Russell Martin. This is from the Pink, and he said, "I've had some really good chats with Kenny and made it quite clear what I think of him and how I see him. He's a really important part of what we're trying to do here. He's not intimated anything. You see him, he's rushed back a little bit for the team." And again, I think that speaks volumes of him as a person, but also as a professional. He did about 2 sessions in pre-season before he had his ankle surgery. So he's had to jump straight back in because of that suspension to Jacob Wright. Obviously, Nunez was injured and is now gone. So McLean had to step up. It was either him or Liam Gibbs. And Manning has used Liam Gibbs. I think Liam Gibbs has looked good, actually, for the cameo parts that he's had to play. But Kenny McLean has come back early. And I think the two comments actually from both people that were interviewed post-match, Ben Crescene, but also Liam Manning, I think those words are really key. And I think that Kenny McLean has bought into what Liam Manning's trying to do. There was that lovely picture post-match with McLean just hugging Sargent in front of the away section. And that was a nice moment. And I think Kenny sees a project being built here. I think He really wants to go out on a high with Norwich City. He loves Norwich City, loves Norwich City's fans. He loves the area. He's raised a family here. He has spent the majority of his career at Norwich City since the age of 26. He has played in his prime years for Norwich, and has faced huge highs and huge lows in that period. And has been he's really faced up when it's needed to. It was Russell Martin, and now it's Kenny McLean. You can see why Russell Martin wants him at Rangers. He's having a bit of a tough time up there at the moment, and Kenny is the type of player who can galvanise a dressing room. And I've spoken a lot about his off-pitch duties, but he's still got it on the pitch. He's still an engine, a real workhorse. He's remarkable for 33 years of age. He can play box to box. He can drop in almost as like another centre-back. He played in that role quite a lot under Johannes Torup, and has always stood up and been counted and been professional. And even when things have got tough, and they have got tough for him, he's been, scapegoated quite a lot. He's never kind of turned that into a negative, and he's always remained the utmost professional. And I look at McLean in the same light I look at Josh Sargent. And I know Josh Sargent is younger and in a slightly different period of his career, but Josh Sargent has been the same in terms of all the noise, all the speculation, could have thrown his toys out of the pram, could have, said some things in the press to drum up some interest, could have been a little bit awkward, and when Wolfsburg came calling, just gone, or off the back of that drummed up some more interest from bigger clubs, or made more of the Leeds speculation, or more of the Burnley speculation to try and get in the Premier League. And actually he's just got his head down and played football to an incredibly high standard. And that is what I've seen Kenny like over the years. He has been an incredible ambassador for Norwich City, and has been mightily impressive since we bought him in from Aberdeen. And I think it always shows the calibre of player when they're picked by multiple managers, whether it was Dean Smith, whether it was Johannes Torup, whether it was Liam Manning, whether it was Daniel Farke. He's always been the main part of those squads. So I think keeping Kenny, it's kind of gone under the radar, and there's not been a whole lot of noise. Actually, on deadline day, I think you've got two main objectives. It's keep Josh Sargent, and then it's keep Kenny McLean. So I'm hoping that Rangers can go away, and I'm hoping that Wrexham can go away. And I suspect even if they come in with big bids, Norwich City will probably reject them. I think much like Marcelino, it will take an incredibly big offer to attract Kenny away from Norwich City. And I don't think Kenny's the type of player to force a move, and if it's not deemed the right move for the club, then I think Kenny will stay put. And look, maybe it will be a different story in January, or maybe even in the summer. But I think it's, for now, where the squad is at, where we're at as a collective at the moment, I think it's really important, not only on the pitch but off the pitch, to keep Kenny in and around the place. Deadline day shuts at 7 p.m. this evening. There will be a podcast out. I will try and do a roundup, and then I think we'll try and do a live stream maybe on Tuesday evening, to take a look back and try and reflect on what we've seen over a truly chaotic summer period so far. And now that the dust has settled a little bit, or certainly will have done by Tuesday evening, and we've obviously got the international break, we can take stock and see where we're at. Let me know your thoughts on Kenny McLean. Let me know your thoughts on deadline day. What are you wanting to happen? Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.